Hello everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with the Tappingflamingo, and I was just getting ready to sit down and organize and go through my personal earrings when I thought, you know what, I'm just going to share them, and this may give you a little bit of inspiration on things you might want to create. So as I've mentioned in many videos before, I have been making jewelry for a very long time, since junior high. And in a couple of months, I'm going to be 67. So that's a very long time. And over the years, I've accumulated a lot of pair of earrings. Some of the earrings I've purchased, but most of these I've made. Now, I have all different types of earring trees or whatever. This one here, this cool. Yeah, I know that's a lot of earrings and that's not all of them. Actually got this from a store that was going out of business. And I got a really good deal on that. And we're going to go through these earrings first. The only thing is this thing keeps undoing. There we go. All right, where to begin? You know what? I think what I'm going to do is just start with all of my seashell earrings. I'm actually wearing one pair, and I do have a video on how I made these, the matching pendant. These pair of earrings my sister made for me a long time ago. These actually would be really good to wear on the beach. I believe this is 14 karat gold, but she just took some hemp glass bead there and some seashells she found on the beach. See, they don't match perfectly, but they're pretty close. And she came up with those beads. These beads, earrings, I meant. These next earrings are one of my favorites. I wear these all the time. They're my go-to. They go with everything. And again, I just found these shells on the beach, and I had to use a couple of jump rings to hang those. Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, these I actually bought, and I got them in the Bahamas. Aren't they pretty? They're just wired, and I wear those quite a bit too, mostly in the fall. Here's another pair that I bought in the Bahamas. Aren't they pretty? They're just some wooden beads here on some shells, and I think they actually drilled those holes. The earrings that I've made and these that my sister made, those holes were just natural. These holes and these were natural too. So I've never drilled any holes in shells. I'm a little nervous to do that. All right, see if I can get these next ones. These are all hanging in one hole here. So we have these, and then we have brown ones like that. Okay, what else do we have that's seashell oriented? Oh, these. Okay, now these, I had bought a pair of earrings. I believe it was in the Dominican Republic. I think that's where I bought these. And the necklace was, or the earrings just had, I think this was all it was. This is Larimar. It was wired. And so I took them off the ear wires and just added them to these shells. So I kind of combined two earrings into one. And I don't wear these a whole lot, but they're kind of fun. What else do we have here? Oh, these. Again, this is the same concept. In fact, you know, maybe it was a necklace I got. No, had to be earrings because it doesn't have a loop at the bottom. This is a conch. You know what a conch is? It's one of those big shells where, you know, you listen for the ocean. That's a conch. Inside, it's got really pretty pink. And that's where that comes from, a conch shell. And this was off of a necklace. Again, I think I got that in Dominican Republic. And just, I hung them like that. Just took one piece of jewelry apart and made another piece of jewelry. This is a conch shell. See that pretty pink in there? All right, that is what I'm talking about. And by the way, it just dawned on me. Those two pieces, the blue, okay, where did I put it? So this piece was hanging on the bottom of this piece. So that was one earring. I took it apart and made two earrings. Here's another little earring tree. This thing's old. I believe this was my sister's, my youngest sister's, when she was little, when she first got her ears pierced. So we're talking this thing's probably 50 years old. But it works and I love it. These earrings I made from shells that I found in the Bahamas on the beach. And I just used some E6000 glue. I made like an earring, just this thing right here, and glued it inside the shell. So when it flips, you have that. Let's see. I really love these earrings. And I've got another pair similar to these. See if I can find. They're in here somewhere. I just took some antique brass wire and just used some bead caps. And I think this is African turquoise. And made those. Here's another pair. And another pair. Now these kind of look like a lot like ones I've already had down there. I'm going to have to cull some of these. But I've worn these a lot on the beach. It's just some antique brass. And then I kind of mixed my metals there with the silver tone. Here's the other ones that are like, where'd they go? That are like these. And it's a type of turquoise I used. I actually have a necklace that matches this and wear it quite often. Now these are my go-to beach earrings. Whenever I go to the beach or the pool, I usually have these on. They kind of replace those other ones I just showed you that I said I wore to the beach a lot. These are just a mismatched pair. Had to put some bling in there, and these have had many, many trips to the beach. Now these next pair of earrings, I did not find these on the beach. I actually ordered them. They're called Shiva shells. I was first introduced to these type of beads. I mean, they're a real shell. When somebody gifted me some beads, and there was some Shiva shells in there, and I just fell in love with them. Aren't they cool? I just love the spiral that they have. So I ordered some, and then the person that I ordered them from, which I wish I could remember who that was. I do think I have a video of the unboxing, so it's probably somewhere out there. But she actually sent me some, like a little Ziploc bag as a free gift of beads, and these were in there, and these were in there. And so I put these earrings together, and I actually have a necklace that matches, and I wear these a lot. They're one of my favorites overall. They go with everything, and they're just a fun piece. So we're going to move on. We're still going to stay tropical, but this time we're going to talk about sea glass. Now, I think most of you probably know what sea glass is, but there are people out there that don't know what that is. They think it is a natural phenomena, and it's actually really not. So, whenever anybody throws glass, or you know, it's glass, so it's trash that's been thrown into the ocean and has been tumbled for many years. And when I say many years, I mean like 50 to 100 years. So it just tumbles and tumbles and tumbles, and you get a really pretty piece that a lot of people like to do crafts with, one of them being jewelry making. By the way, Isn't that the coolest thing? A friend of mine gave me that. I just love it. Okay, so anyway, let me show you here. I've got these pair of earrings. So a friend of mine had gone to Massachusetts, and he was on a beach and found a ton of sea glass. And he thought of me. He's actually one of my friends' husband. But he's like, oh, I have got to bring Terry back some sea glass. And he brought me some really cool stuff, including these. I do have a necklace that I wear with this. But all I did was I just took some 20, I think that's 22 gauge wire, and wired them up into a pair of earrings. Some more sea glass that he brought me were these very, very tiny green pieces. They weren't that easy to wrap because they're so little, but I do have a pendant that I wrapped that matches this that I wear with these. And these are really kind of fun because my birthday's in August, and so peridot is my birthstone. And I wear these a lot whenever I'm wearing my birthstone. And then one other pair here I want to show you. I actually purchased from a lady. Trying to think of where she was. I think she was in St. Kitts. And she sold sea glass jewelry. And I wanted to support her. Plus the fact it was a really good price. And I love the way she wrapped these. So, and again, I have a pendant that I wrapped that I like to wear with this. I just hang it on this chain. I have lots of different pendants that I switch out with my sterling silver chain. These next pair of earrings are actually made from conch, that shell I just showed you. They're a little hibiscus. Now, I haven't worn these for a while. I used to wear them all the time. They're sterling silver. I need to get a polishing cloth to them. But this will brighten up if I do that. But I just thought these were really pretty. And I got these in Nassau. I remember when we got off the ship, back in the day, I used to go through this building, and there was a lady that sold conch jewelry, and it was a little pricier. I mean, we're talking sterling silver, and this was hand carved and all, and she had some beautiful things, and I really wanted something from her, and so she didn't have, I just wanted something really small. Most everything she had was like really, really big. And she says, oh, I've got something that you'll probably like. So they were able to go where whoever makes these and pick up these right here, these smaller ones. And when I was done with being in Nassau, and we were getting ready to go on the ship, I come back through, and there they were waiting for me. And very, very happy about that. I'm glad they did that. I mean, they didn't have to do that. I didn't give them any money until I actually had them in my hand. So anyway, I really, really like these. Need to polish them up, though. These right here, they're just made out of mother of pearl. It's carved. I got several strands of that. Again, I wear these a lot, and I have a necklace that matches with that. These I got from Puerto Rico and just wired them up. Again, it's mother of pearl, and I used to wear these a lot too. Some of these earrings I used to wear like a lot, and then I just don't wear them anymore. My sister has a pair of those that she used to wear a lot too. These actually came from Bargain Bead Box. This bead is made of like crushed shells. This is mother of pearl. I have a dress that I actually wear with this, and a necklace that I made. That's my whole outfit. And whenever we go on a cruise, that's what I wear for white nights. Now, years ago, my grandmother, when she passed away, she had a whole bunch of jewelry, and she had a coral necklace. I don't like to buy coral just because it's not good for the environment. But this is something that she bought probably back in the 70s. And I inherited it. So I took it apart and I made these. So I have something to remember my grandmother with there. Now these next earrings, I didn't make these. I got them in Puerto Rico, but aren't they pretty? They're mother of pearl and abalone. Look at that. I love these, and I wear these quite a bit. They got the little hibiscus in the middle there. That's the mother pearl, and then all this around is abalone. Here's what it looks like in the back. But these are really pretty, and they're a good size. Now these last things I'm going to show you today. See if I'm going to just show them to you, and I want you to guess what it is. I got 3 pair of earrings here. I have these. I have these. If you know what they are, let me know down in the comments. I'll tell you what it is in just a little bit. And then these. And I actually have a pendant that matches these. Aren't they fun? These almost look like maybe a arrowhead or something. And honestly, these are natural. You could probably use these as how they used arrowheads. But this is an alligator gar scale. So an alligator gar is a very scary looking fish that's here in Louisiana. They're in the bayous and all. And they got lots and lots of sharp teeth. And their scales, I don't know if you can hear that or not, they're very hard. And, boy, you could put that on an arrow and do some damage. But I just thought they were really cool. First time I was introduced to these was actually a craft fair. And, of course, I had to go home and order me some alligator gar scales. And my husband did drill holes in them. And I've made some jewelry out of them. So that was all of my real sea glass, the stuff that you find on the beach. I do have some that are like a faux sea glass. So my sister and my mom and I, we were shopping down at Cocoa Village. There was, they have a craft fair about every quarter. And so we were at this craft fair, and there was a lady there that was selling earrings made with, quote, sea glass. And they were like this. So I actually, they were just this. That's all it was. So I came home and I turned these into something else. I actually hung a charm on it. And I wore those for a little while, and then I lost interest in them. And just recently, and I do have a video on this. In fact, I think I have a video on the other earrings too. But just recently, I've been getting into a lot of wire wrapping, and I made these. I took those other earrings apart, and I made these little forms here. I made the ear wires. I made the split ring, not split ring, the jump ring here, and put together another pair of earrings out of this faux sea glass. Another pair of, I have a lot of these, but I'm only going to show you these. I got them in like a turquoise. I got them in blue, clear, green. But these are some beads that I bought from BB Craft. Well, actually, they were gifted to me from BB Craft a long time ago. And I do have a video on that. But I just wrapped them up. Just use the hole and wrap them up. This would make a good pendant too, which I do have pendants like that. But anyway, you know, I'm not even halfway through all my earrings, and I think I'm going to cut this off. We're going to do a part 2, so stay tuned for that. But these are all my seashell and sea glass earrings that are my personal ones. So these are all the ones we've gone through today. Oh, I got a couple more spots there. I hope you join me for part 2, and There may be a part three. I don't know how many of these I'm going to do, but the other parts of this, me going through my earrings. And thanks so much for joining me. Y'all have a great day. This is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo signing out for now. Bye bye.